In this video, we are going to check if we can split the array into two arrays of equal length. Hello, I'm Jagan from growwithdata. I'm posting this video to share my knowledge in Python language with you. If this assists you in interview preparation anyways, I'll be happy. Let's see the sample input data and we can talk about the questions in detail. If you want to see the code we discuss in this video, you can go to the YouTube channel. You can click any of the videos. If you go to the description section, you have a GitHub link. If you click on the link, it will take you to the GitHub page where we have all the codes we discuss in this video. If you want to join the WhatsApp channel, you can use this link and you can join the WhatsApp channel. Now let's go into the question. So we are given an integer array nums of even length. You have to split the array into two arrays, say num1 and num2, such that the num1's length and the num2's length are going to be the same, and it should be half of the input array's length. So the nums dot length dot by 2 means if the length of this nums array is 6, then the num1's array should be 3 and nums2 array should be 3 and should be equal to the half the length of the input array. And every array, the sub arrays we create should have a distinct elements in it. Means if you have this 1 1 2 2 and 3 4, the arrays can be nums equal to this, and nums1 can be like 1 2 and 3 or 4. You can say nums2 can be 1 2 and 3. So if you see the elements, all the elements are distinct, and the length of nums1 equal to 3 and length of nums2 equal to 3, which is half the length of the input array nums. So this is the condition. The main thing is the input array is a even length. So it can be 2 4 6 8 10 kind of thing, right? So it's not odd. Okay, now given this scenario, let's talk about how the input can be and how we can split it. So since we said it's an even length, for example, if you have the input array as 1, 2, and 3, right? So case 1, you can say, if it say the nums equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3. If you convert this to a dictionary, how would the key value pair will be? The 1 occurs 2 times, 2 occurs 2 times, and 3 occurs 2 times, right? So all the elements having the value as 2. So if it's an even, then it's easy to split, right? So we can just say 1, 2, 3 as one array and 1, 2, 3 as the next array. We just split the elements into 2. So 1, 2, 3 is good. So this is case when it got all the elements as. So what if all the elements are odd? So nums equal to, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's an even array, right? So it can be 4 or 6. So if you convert that to a dictionary, what will happen? So 1 occurs once, 2 occurs once, 3 occurs once, 4 occurs once, and 5 and 6 occurs once. So if you want to split it, you can equally split any random number. So if, for example, say 1, 2, 3 as 1 and 4, 5, 6 as 1. Basically, you can just get the length of the dictionary, and if you divide by 2, it should be equally split. If it's everything is odd or everything is even, we don't even have to worry about it. We can split the even arrays to two arrays. So that's good. So what if the input array is a mix of odd and even? The third scenario. So you can say nums equal to 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's a list. Okay. Now this is the scenario. Then what happens to the dictionary? So you can say 1 occurs twice, 2 occurs twice, 3 occurs once, 4 occurs once, 5 occurs once. and 6 occurs once. So if you split this dictionary into two, so one is whatever the key value pair where the value is even, and the second one is whatever the keys where the value is 1, right? We can split that into two ways. So 1 and 2 we can easily split. So 1 on each array and 2 on each array. 3, 4, 5 and 6, it's a length is equal to 4. It's an even number. So we can take 3 and 4 here and 5 and 6 here. So all these are positive scenarios. Everything is even or everything is odd. Sorry, everything is odd and the length of the element is going to be even. Or if it's a mix, then we consider all the even, no issues, and all the elements occurs once, the length should be on an even basis, right? So all this works good. So which scenario it's going to fail? So for example, you say the nums equal to 1, 2 and 3 where 1 occurs 3 times and then we have 2 twice and 3 once. Now let's see what will happen if you convert that to dictionary. So 1 occurs 3 times, 2 occurs twice and 3 occurs once, right? So since this is a even array of input array is going to be even, you can split the two part into two arrays, right? The element with occurs twice, you can split that. And once you can do for 2 and we have remaining 1 because it's 3, right? So if since one of the element occurs 3 times, the other element is going to occur only once, right? Because it is a even array. So the simply what you can say is whenever you check if the element occurs more than 2 times, then it's very hard or it's not possible to split into two values. For if we say 2, 2 and 2, it's a even array. But when you convert that to a dictionary, we can say it's going to be 3 and 3. So if it's 2, we can easily split that to two arrays. If it's 3, that means you are going to end up with one more element which can't be assigned. So the condition can be once you convert to a dictionary, we can check if any of the elements occurs more than 2 times. If that is the only scenario, then our test case is going to fail. We can't convert that to a array. So that is what we are expecting. So whenever we are given an array, what we do, we directly go for a for loop and try some logic. But in this scenario, we are doing the looping to create a dictionary, but the scenarios we are going to check is whether all the elements are even or odd. If it's more than 2 times, then it's going to be a trouble to split that as a distinct elements into two arrays, right? If only 2 balls, we can just put in 2 balls. If 3 balls, that means 1 ball is going to be extra. We have to put that in any of the arrays, which is going to make it duplicate, right? So the condition is going to be it should have a distinct element. So that is the main scenario, and the length has to be the same. So given all that scenario, the main thing we have to look for is if the element occurs more than 2 times, then it's a failed input array. How to do that in our coding part? Let's take this as our input array and we do our dictionary function grow with data, the nums part. We declare a dictionary. How will you convert a list to a dictionary? For I in nums, d of I equal to d dot get I comma 0 plus 1. If you see the previous videos, you know how we end up with this, right? We can have if condition, we can do d of I if I exists in D, else 1 kind of thing. But this is the elegant and the easier way to do it. If you want to know more about it, just watch our previous video. Now we got the dictionary. Let's print the dictionary for the new people who are watching this video. and then we can go to the next step. When you call the function, you can see the array has been converted to a dictionary. Now you see if any of the value is going to have more than 2. How will you check it? Result equal to, we go with for key value in d dot items if the value is greater than 2. If value is greater than 2, then you bring in the key. Now return, you can say the length not result. Return. So what has happened here? If the dictionary part, right? So after the dictionary, we do the key value pair. If the value is greater than 2, then you bring in the key. If this result brings in any value, then you say return true if the result exists. If the result uh, array is null, that means it's going to return true. If the result has a value, then it's going to return false. For example, we can just modify. Let's print this and we check. So print result, and you can check the dictionary part so that we can understand. So now if you see, the result is going to be a blank array because there is none of the keys which occurs more than twice. So if you bring in 2 and 2, now what happens? There is one key which occurs more than twice. The key is 2. So it returns false. Even if we say 2 and 3, so 3 occurs once. Okay, we can say 1, 1, 2, 1. So 1 occurs 3 times, 2 occurs 3 times. You can see in the dictionary. 1 occurs 3 times and 2 occurs 3 times. So the result array is going to have 1 and 2 which has more than 2 times. So the result is going to be false. So that's what we're doing. If you want to know more about these functions, better you go to a previous video and you can check how to play around with the dictionary. Right? Okay. Now if you want to add few more test cases, then our favorite part is go with the assert function with all the scenarios. You run it, everything is good. You can remove the print statement. All the scenarios are passed. Okay, so this is a simple part. Even you can just remove this result and you can directly bring in this array here, right? Instead of result, you can just bring in here, but it's okay. You can just have a stop point, you check, and then we do it. Okay, so this is the best way of doing it. So we can have 3 scenarios here, right? So first we can say value equal to 2 or value equal to 1, all that scenario, but our validation is just to check only if it's greater than 2, provided the input array is of length even numbers. So what if the length is going to be odd? So for example, we can say the array which 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If there is a possibility that the nums is going to have a length, if it's a odd length, so how will you figure it out? You can have the same dictionary part here. Okay, we convert that to a dictionary and then we can call the function to see how the dictionary is created. Growwithdata nums. We have to print the dictionary. So if we see this, we have the even numbers. As we said, if it's an even number, then it's very easy to split. If it's an odd number, then we have to check if the length of the odd number is multiples of 2. If it's a multiples of 2, that means we can equally split into two arrays. If it's not a multiple of 2, that means there will be one element which can't be split, right? It can't go to nums1 or nums2. So along with this condition, right? So along with this condition, which is greater than 2, if it's 3 or 4, then we can't create a equal arrays of two arrays, nums1 and nums2. So you can say set 1 is greater than 2. The set 2, what we can do, we can have this and we say the value equal to 1. So now you print the dictionary and set 1 and set 2. Let's see what is happening. If val equal to, okay. So now we see if the set 1 has any value greater than 2. The set 2 will check if there is any values equal to 1. Yes, 3, 4 and 5 are equal to 1. So when you return the result, we say not set 1, right? We say the set 1 should be blank. If it's not, then it's a pass. Sorry, if it's set 1 is having any element, that means we can't split that array, so it's a failed one. If it's a null, that means it's good. So it's not set 1, or the length of set 2 equal to 0, or and, let's say and. Okay? So the set 1 should not have any element which is greater than 2, like 3 or 4 occurrence, then it's a fail. And the set 2 which got the elements which occurs once, the length should be even. If both the scenarios happen, then it's a good one. Since we have 3, 4 and 5, we can't split that into two equal arrays, so it's fail. So if we say 3, 4, 5 and 6, then yes, we got 4 elements of occurrence once. So we can split 3 and 4 into one array, 5 and 6 into another array. So it will be good. So other things are even, which got 1 and 2. So this works. So the first condition, if the input array is going to be even, then we can just check for only one value, which is the key should not be greater than 2. If it's can be an odd number, the length of the input array can be of odd length, then we have to add one more condition saying that if the keys which occur once should not be a odd occurrence, it should be an even occurrence. Should occur twice or 4 times or 6 times, you can have 6 elements which occurs once. If both the conditions satisfy, then we can say that we can split the input array into two equal arrays without any duplicate elements to it. So all the 3 checklists are checked. So the first scenario, we check only if the input array is a even length. The second scenario, we check even if it's a odd length, what are the conditions you have to check. Set 1 and 2. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.